Hello, I'm Aang, and I'm here to tell you that I watched this movie called Hotarubi no Mori to the Forest of Firefly Lights. That's what it's called in English. I actually never knew that. And I bawled my eyes out while I was in a hotel with this girl that I barely knew. Womp 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 womp. Womp womp womp. Last time I watched this movie was back in 2018, and it was such a big memory because of that day. It was so random. If you haven't watched this movie called Hotarubi no Mori, I highly recommend it. Barely 1 hour long, and it's basically about a spirit who lives in this forest, and if a human touches him, he disappears forever, but he really wants to befriend a human, and we kind of see where that takes him. From now on, it's going to be spoilers, so leave if you decide to watch it. Bye. This movie came out in 2011, but there was a AngMV that was circulating around, I believe 2017, 2018, and it's called He Will Be King Again, I believe. Oh my god, bro, this song, man. I hope someone out there watching this video can relate to how they found this movie. So the song goes I'm alone, na na, na na, na na. Oh, I feel like my interpretation's bad. There was 2 AMVs, one for this movie, Hotarubi no Mori, as well as Wolf Children. That's how I found Wolf Children as well. But this AMV had everyone sobbing, and I was like, oh my god, I have to watch this because I mean I know it's sad, but I want to know what happens, right? They're ready. So basically in the story, we follow this girl. It's kind of her telling a story of her summers at her uncle's place, and she talks about how she met a spirit when she was really young named Gin. This is the beginning of the movie. I don't remember this part. And Gin basically tells her, oh, are you a human child? You can't touch me or else I'm gonna disappear. Kids though. She really wants to commit to murder. Basically, the spirit is really intrigued that human child found him in the forest and decides to befriend her, and she decides to befriend him as well. All while spirits around him, little spirits and yokai and stuff like that on the mountain, warn him and is yo, that's a human child. If she touches you, you're gonna be dead. Dead. And then Gin's I don't care, man. I just want to hang out with this girl. And the little girl's oh my god, ghost, what the heck? That's kind of sick, not gonna lie. Can I eat it? So Gin and her become friends, and every summer she decides to visit him at her uncle's place in the mountains. Over the years, they get to know each other a lot, and there's even parts where she would fall, and then Gin's just I'm gonna save you, but never mind, I value my life. Is she gonna break a leg, or is he gonna lose his life? She broke her back. And then I think during those times, now that she gets older, she kind of realizes, oh, I really care about this person. I care about him a lot, and I don't want him to disappear. So please don't touch me. And she's just crying over it and shit. And I think it's really sad at this point because just when she cries over these things, he can't do anything. He can't console her. He can't hug her. He just has to look and stare at her. I'm sure he was sad under this. And I think it's really sad because it's in the movie, he has a mask on to make himself look more like a yokai. During these moments, we can't see his face and his emotions. So it's you kind of have to guess he's just sitting there looking at her while she's crying over his life. So he's just he can't do anything about it. He's Kakashi. Behind this mask is another mask. Throughout the many years, she starts developing feelings for him, but it doesn't necessarily for him has to be romantic. I think it's also I finally met a human that loves me too. A little backstory about him. He was actually a human baby that was left in the forest, and he just kept crying and crying, and then the spirits and the yokai came and put a mask on his face, and then he stopped crying. They suffocated him to shut up. And then he would have died because obviously he's a baby. Babies can't do shit. But what happened was the spirit of the mountain decided to make him into a little spirit yokai thing. And then he became a spirit. That's not necessarily human, not necessarily fully yokai or whatever, but he just made him into that to save his life. And because of that, he ages very, very slowly throughout the years. As the girl, Hotaru, I believe her name is, over the years she grows up to be a young lady, and Gin has been always the same since he first met her. But yeah, I think because he's never really hung out with humans, never got to experience what it was like to be a human, even though he originally was, meeting her, he finally experienced bonding and talking to humans and seeing the life that he should have, gone through. He would see her grow up and go to middle school and see her uniform and everything. But I think he kind of lived through her, even though they only hung out during summer vacation.
What is this? What is this?
She would go to school during the winter months. She's just like worried about him. Like, oh my god, is this man cold? Like he does. I've never seen him wear shoes. Or does he wear shoes?
It must be cold during the winter.
Before she left that year, she gave him a scarf. I hope he's wearing my scarf. Then we get like a little cutscene and he's like wearing a scarf and then a jacket and everything. We're just like, oh my god, he has clothes. While she's at school and stuff like that, there's like this guy that hits on her, and then she's like walking to school, and then the path is like all icy and everything, and this guy just like, oh, Hotaru, you're gonna slip. Take my hand. And she's just like, thanks. But then the whole time she's thinking about Gin. Is this man cold? I don't know. That poor guy that's like, yo, take my hand.
A human that will hold your hand.
You're competing with a very spicy looking spirit boy right now, man. Ooh, feels bad, feels bad.
He's putting up moves, bro.
She goes back to the mountain. I think this is her last time going. And then she talks to him, and then they're getting kind of. Gin invites her to go to this spirit festival, and there's a festival that spirits host every summer, and it's supposed to like be similar to like human festivals and stuff like that. So like she can go and like not really be like outed, if that makes sense. And she was like, bruh, like am I gonna get eaten there? Because like, you know, spirits kind of don't really mix well with humans. And then he's like, don't worry girl, I got you, I will protect you,
I'll protect you.
and she's just like, oh my gosh, when you say these things I just want to like you know what I mean, I just want to hug you. And then he's just like, just do it, I'm being serious. I'm like, oh.
Do it.
And then she has like a look like, damn, I really could, but then he would die, so I'm not gonna. Fast forward to the night, the fateful night of the freaking festival. So they're hanging out, you know, doing human things with other spirits, and they're having a great time. They're like walking and talking. He's basically saying, you know, I think about you all the time, baby girl.
He's confessing, bro.
Every season I think about you and I can't like not be with you. And girl is like, yo, say what the heck? And then she has their inner monologue like, you know, man, I really feel like this is gonna be Gin's last summer. We're not gonna meet again.
Stop this. No.
And then this stupid ass kid is like, little, having fun in the forest with no parental supervision. Like, bro, you can get possessed by spirits or something. Anyways, this kid is little running around, almost trips, and Gin, the sweetest of his heart, grabs the kid from falling. And then the kid's like, oh, sorry, my bad, I tripped on my flip-flop.
Damn kids, bro.
The kid runs away, and then Gin realizes, bro, that was a human child.
I hate them.
And girl is like, you're turning green. What the heck? That was a human. And then this is where the sad part comes in. Basically, man starts drifting away into the sky, into who knows where he's going, disintegrating like freaking Thanos. And then he's like, come into my arms. And then she does. She finally hugs him tight, feels his warmth of his body. He feels a human, hugs a human for the first time in his life. He's probably lived for hundreds and hundreds of years. So many years that his hair turned white.
Stop this.
And then he disappeared. And then she fell to the ground and started bawling her eyes out. And at this point, I'm bawling my eyes out too. And I'm mad at that child. Where is his parents, huh? Literally murdered someone. We'll never forgive him for that. I feel like when you're watching this movie, I feel like it's really obvious someone is gonna touch him. And you really think throughout the whole thing, there's so many like close calls, right? You really think that she's gonna touch him. But no. And then the spirits of the mountain say, Hotaru, thank you so much. And she's like, bruh, I didn't do nothing. And then they're like, Hotaru, man, you know, Gin's been wanting to touch a human for years, but we never would let him because we love him so much. Thank you for murdering him. No, I'm joking. Thank you for being a human that Gin cared about and being the one to hug him. Serious Aang at this point. What I really loved about this story was, again, like I said earlier, Gin never like hung around humans even though he was originally human. Growing up in the forest, seeing humans like walking around the forest now and then is always like reminiscing like, oh, I wonder what it's like to be like that. Like I'm stuck here doing nothing. Can't even sleep. I'm just vibing. But I guess he loved the spirits of the mountain so much as well. I think it's just really difficult for the spirits to be like, okay, you can just touch a human. It's not that easy, you know what I mean? It's like commit die. So I feel like the way he went out was the best way he would have went out possible. Like befriending a human and for her loving him back. And then going out, like being embraced by someone you really love. I think it's just really sad on her end because it's just like, bro, was this planned all along? Probably not. She's young, she can obviously move on, but I think it's kind of traumatic knowing someone and growing up visiting them every year and like ending up really caring about them. And then at the end, he just disappears. It's just like, I gotta go, bro. Bye. Even though they were like, yo, girlie, don't touch him. He's gonna disappear. I think despite all that, they kind of understood that, you know, maybe it was like his time. Although like the spirit of the mountain blessed him with like another chance at life, even though he was supposed to die as a baby. I think he was really thankful for that. And I think he felt like he owed a lot to them for giving him another life. But I feel like at the same time, it's like, it's been like years and years of being with the spirits and everything. I feel like at that point, it was like a perfect time for him to like, you know, go. And it was in a perfect way too. But yeah, this story kind of just like destroyed me, and I feel like it destroyed a lot of people as well online. I read, and it's like a short story and I really recommend watching it. It's really good. But yeah, overall this movie I feel like is something that I'll always like go back to and revisit every like few years. If I ever make new friends, I always tell them to watch this, and then I witness them cry over a 40-minute video. But they get to experience the pain. Another lesson from this movie is like, if you love something, let it go. Like the spirits of the mountain couldn't keep him there forever. But yeah, I think that's all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have more Smooth Brain reviews in the future, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Bye bye. Wow.